Hi guys, how you doing? Bonsoir, comment ça va? Buonasera, come state? Dobry wieczór. Как поживаете? Namaste, कैसे हो? सत श्री अकाल, किद्दां? Today guys, I am going to do the segment in my own voice because I'm going to add a little bit of a personal touch to it. Okay, it's basically what we're going to do is we're going to pick up from where we left off yesterday. Yeah, well, 2 days ago actually now. Meatballs, you remember these from 2 days ago, right? We prepared the meatballs. Now, they were made from exactly the same ingredients as the beef burgers I made. By the way, my mum called me almost immediately afterwards and say, "What are you making?" I said, "Beef mince, beef burgers." She was like, now she didn't say anything, but I could tell from the look on her face that she was not impressed. It's like, because the look she gave me was like, "We're not supposed to be eating beef, what the hell are you doing?" And I was ready to answer, but I'm glad that the conversation didn't quite go there. My response would have been, well, someone else is going to eat it anyway, why should I single myself out? And besides, I like it. Anyway, another story, because at the end of the day she did congratulate me on the meal, so there is a positive end to that. So Mum, I know you're watching as well, so yeah, I just want to say that, thank you for the support. I've had a shit day today. I had a really shit day. It's like everything I tried to do just went wrong. I felt like I had the Midas touch in reverse. And I thought, you know what, it's like sometimes days are just not meant to be your days and you just leave it. I mean, honestly, I started several tasks and not a single one of them went right. So I decided, you know what, just leave it. And instead I thought, you know what, let's practice on the cooking. Let's do something. And I know that this is going to be right, because what we're going to do with the meatballs, coming straight onto the meatballs, is we're going to make a dish that I've made up. Now, it's a fusion between a French dish and an Italian dish. The Italian influence comes from the red sauce that we're going to make, and also the combination of what I put in the meatballs itself. So we are making beef mince meatballs today. The red sauce will be kind of like a variation of the red sauce that you get. It's kind of in between ragu salsa and a little bit of like a heat to it as well. But the touch that I'm going to put onto it is the French touch, which is I'm going to gratin it on top. Gratin is the process of adding grated cheese and then baking it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do the opposite of what we did yesterday. You remember, or 2 days ago should I say, you remember that I actually baked the burgers before then frying them. This time we're going to fry them first, and then we're going to cook the sauce at the same time. I've got everything ready, everything's on the go, so we're not going to mess about today, we're just going to get on with it. So what we're going to do is, we're going to make the sauce, we're going to fry up the meatballs, then what we're going to do is we're going to add the meatballs to the red sauce and then bake it with the grated cheese on top. So we're going to bake the cheese. This is a dish you will not find in any restaurant. This is my dish, this is my personal dish. I love it because I don't really like pasta. In fact, the only thing I like is potatoes, and there's only so much you can do with potatoes. So we're going to leave that as it is, and just get on with it. So just to show you the ingredients that I prepared for today. Right, okay, so you've seen the meatballs already, that's them there. I've got a dish ready to go in, and also these are the ingredients. So what we've got here is we've got red pepper, I've chopped that up, and a white onion. It's a small or regular size white onion. We've got some chilies. What we're going to do with the chilies is we're going to use the garlic crusher to crush the garlic in, and then chilies at the same time, just after. So we're going to crush that. And the reason why I'm going to crush it is because I want it to be very, very fine, very, very thin, and spread the flavour across. But also, when you crush a chili, the juice comes out, and I want the juice to be captured within the dish itself. So I've got 2 dishes on the go. Let's just put the light on. So this is what we're going to fry up the meatballs in. At the same time, we're going to make the sauce. And this is going to be very, very quick. So here we go. All right, so let's get started. I'm just going to put this here for a second. One of the... oh yeah, herbs. Forgot the herbs. The herbs that we're going to use are oregano, parsley, sage, thyme, basil. Let's just stop there. These ingredients comprise what you actually buy in the shop as Italian herbs. Now, I'm using base ingredients. I'm not going to use Italian herbs. I could easily replace these with Italian herbs, but no, we're going to do this our way. We're going to do it right from scratch. So coriander I'm going to add to it, and just to add a little bit of tang flavour. Garlic pepper, onion salt, and hot paprika. We're going to make this like a little bit spicy. Okay, so this is why it's got an international kind of influence. Sorry guys, I've bought myself a tripod now, so I'm just going to put it down so that I can actually, it's the first time I'm using it, so let's have a look and see if we can focus that onto the dishes themselves. Perfect. Okay, right, so I can leave that running. What we're going to do is, in the frying pan where we're going to put the sauce in, I'm going to use some olive oil. I use good quality olive oil. It's worth using good quality olive oil, guys. So let's just mix that up. Let's get that started. Okay. So the ingredients that we've got here, just put them all in. Where's my knife? Let's just take that. Let's just put that in. That should start to like. Oh shit! I forgot to do two things. Notice that I put the chilies and the garlic without crushing them in there. So I just like put everything in there in one go. First mistake. You see, as I said, today is a day where I've had a really, really bad day, and it seems like everything I've turned, I mean, I felt like a Midas touch in reverse. Everything I touch seems to turn to shit. So I thought, you know what, let's just leave it, yeah? It's like, it's not meant to be the day. It's like, just relax about it. Let's just chill out and let's make a nice meal instead, shall we? So there we go, that's got going. Now, for the meatballs, whilst that's like simmering over, I'm going to put some butter in that one. It's best to make it with butter when you use meat. I just prefer that flavour. I'm sorry that if I've offended anyone who's watching the video by using beef mince. Please feel free to use lamb mince or pork mince, whatever suits your needs. There we go, the butter's melting nicely. There we go, we can put the meatballs in right away. Just turn the heat down a little bit on that. So, as I said, what we're going to do is we're just going to fry up the meatballs, just to simmer them up. Let's get them going. Good. This dish is on the go. I've made a mistake on that one. I've actually turned the wrong one on, so it's okay. So, get the favourite tongs out. What we're going to do is, oh my gosh, that smells so good already. Just want to simmer them. Just want to simmer them. Perfect. There we go. Simmering them well. That's almost done, to be honest. So what we're going to do is, because I put the heat up so high, I just wanted it to like just braise it on the edges, so it gives it a nice crispy kind of texture. Obviously we're going to bake it, so it's going to soften it up a bit, but not a problem. Just let that cook for a couple of seconds more whilst I get this, and we'll just start mixing this in as well whilst that heats up. I actually put the wrong stove on, I can't believe it. Right, the colours look absolutely amazing. Let's use the garlic crusher to put the garlic in now. Find it. Do you know what? Thinking about my life, it's like, my gosh, the conversation 2 days ago with my mum reminded me of when we were young. We didn't have much money as a family. It's like my dad died when I was really, really young. So my mum, bless her heart, she did try her best. She became the main breadwinner of the family, and she meant well, and I respect her for that. I've got a lot of respect for my mum for that. Obviously, I mean, like, there were times that I felt that we lacked affection at some point, but she was trying her best. And you know what? All forgiven. And there was this one occasion, coming back to beef actually, I remember as a child, yeah, as I said, we didn't have much money, but you know what? We made Fridays a special day so that we could like have something as a takeaway. And we often got fish and chips. But sometimes we got a hamburger and a cheeseburger. Now the thing is, both of us being naive, both my mum and myself, we didn't actually know at the time that hamburgers and cheeseburgers were made from beef. We thought they were made from ham. Now, it first started out that I started finding out about it when I actually mentioned it to one of my fellow pupils at school. Wasn't a close friend. I never really had any close friends at school. And he said, "You know what? Hamburgers are actually made from." He said, "I said no." Well, let's take that off. Talking too much. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Right, we'll take that off the heat. Now, obviously, as it melts, it does start to fall apart. That's not a problem because as a dish, even though I want the main meatballs to stay, I don't mind some of the meat kind of spreading around. So let's just take that off the heat now. I'm going to put it. Pop that around. That's better. Since I started you late, you might as well carry on going on this dish. Yeah, so coming back to the story. Anyway, so when he told me, I actually found out through other friends that, yeah, it's actually made from beef. I kept it hidden as a secret from my mum. So we carried on having hamburgers and cheeseburgers. One day I remember my mum asking us, it's like, guys, what would you like to have? And I said, can we have a cheeseburger? She said, no way you're ever having a cheeseburger or a hamburger. And I was like, why, Mum? Just being innocent, pretending to be innocent. And she said, they're made from beef. And I was like, no, they're not. And she said, don't try and fool me. I remember this conversation very well. Mum, you're probably going to remember this as well. And she said, don't try and fool me. And I said, Mum, all right, who told you? It's like, I had to concede. It's like, yeah, I knew all along, but I tried to hide it. The beef became one of my favourite meats. And so, yeah, I love it. I just love it. But as I said, you can substitute it for anything else. I also remember the day that we actually got fish and chips. And I think that must have been the day that my brother decided to turn vegetarian and follow his mum. What happened was, we regularly got fish and chips. And one day, I took the batter off because it was so fresh. And the skin, you can actually see the skin of the fish underneath. And I said, look, Mum, look, you can see the skin. And I think my brother was instantly turned off by that. And I think that was the day that he decided to become vegetarian. Paul, you're going to watch this video. Paul, I know you don't have many memories of you as a child. Honestly, if I could spend an entire day with you and tell you what Dad was like, how our life was when we were young, you know what? Just give me a call, let's meet up and we'll chat. Yeah, it's like, I think this is something that you do need to know. I know that you don't remember much of life, but let's meet up. Yeah, it's like one of the things that life teaches you, especially in a situation like this. It's like, as I said to you guys, it's time for reevaluation. Yeah, it's like, who matters to you? And at the end of the day, we're not here to live forever. Yeah, we're all gonna go at some point. But you know what? Sharing experiences. And this is what I did yesterday as well, and also what I do in Wimbledon generally when I talk to people. Share experiences. Be happy with the people that you're around. And you know what? There are wonderful people out there. And so just be happy. Just be merry. Just like enjoy your life, yeah? Good. That's cooking well. I've just put the chili in, as you can see. So I've grated, I've crushed the garlic and the chili in there whilst I've been talking away, but at least it's given you something to think about. What I'm going to do now is we're going to get a can of chopped tomatoes that I'm going to add to that. We're only going to use half of this. And the reason for that is because it doesn't need much for a start, and also I'm going to do another dish tomorrow, which I'll come on to in a little bit. So we're going to use passata sauce. Passata sauce, I use good quality stuff, by the way, yeah? It's like, don't use, well, you can use supermarket's own brand if you're stuck for ideas, or if you really can't find them. We'll try and aim for the best quality ingredients that you can. We'll make an amazing sauce. And remember, guys, as you're making the sauce, taste it. Feel free to taste it as you go along. So as I said, about half. The reason why is because I'm going to use this, it's only 5 meatballs, it's a small dish. I'm not cooking for 3,000 people. There's only just me. Honestly, guys, if there wasn't a lockdown, I'd invite you over quite happily. Even during the lockdown, I'll happily invite you over. I'm sticking the meatballs in right now. We're going to open up the peeled tomatoes, sorry, the chopped tomatoes, and let that cook. Now what I'm going to do is, I am going to let you see how this looks in a bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change this slightly. I'm going to take the meatballs out. Let's cook the sauce as is. I'll tell you why, because we're going to bake it afterwards anyway. We know that the meatballs are going to marinate in there. So, yeah, I'm going to put all the tomatoes in there. Why not? I love tomatoes. Tomatoes are a lovely flavour. What we're going to do with that is we're going to add some flavouring. Right, okay, so here we go. Oregano. Let me see if I can bring this closer, guys, okay, so that you can see the dish. Probably closer up. No, probably not a good switch, but it's a shame I can't lift this any higher. Guys, this is what the sauce currently looks like. I'm going to mix it in. So oregano is going in. I love oregano. Oregano is good, and that's the main ingredient of Italian herbs. I'm going to put some parsley in. Parsley goes very well. Not too much, just enough. You know, it's like just, as I said, I never measure. I just put in sage. I love sage. Sage has an amazing flavour, and I tend to use more of it than the recipes recommend. I've got used to it, how much I put in, because, this is thyme by the way, because of the way I like flavours. Basil. Basil's going in. Now I love basil. Basil and tomatoes goes really well, so I'm putting a little bit more of that in than I should do. Oh, recipes recommend. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place. I'm getting used to this new toy. Right, coriander. Just to like season it up a little bit. You can see all... I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Garlic pepper. We're going to put plenty of that in. There. Onion salt. It's a good thing I've actually opened that up because I was afraid. Right, hot paprika. Paprika hot. We're going to put... Can you see that all going in? I'm actually putting quite a bit of it in. I need to get more paprika hot. Okay, I'll put that on the menu, on the shopping list. Mix that in. Don't be afraid to taste it as you go along. I'm making a mess slightly because I'm actually holding up the camera at the same time. Normally I'm a little bit more careful, but I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can. I'm going to taste it. Let's take a tasting spoon. Do not try and use the spoon you're cooking with. It's bloody hot, yeah? So what you do is take a cooler spoon. Oh, that's got a nice kick to it. What we're going to do with that is we're going to add red wine. There we go. Splash of red wine going in. I know this is. I didn't want to do as many videos as I did yesterday because I know it took a while. So anyway, so that's cooking away. Sometimes I put honey in there. Honey softens the blow of the tomato acidity, but cheese does the same. So this is why I'm going to put cheese over it. In fact, what you can do, and I think I might do this. I've got some Parmesan shavings. Let's mix that in a little bit. Let's see, where is it? Sorry, I'm in the fridge. Yeah, I've only got that much left. Might as well use it up. So let's just shove some Parmesan shavings in there as well as a base ingredient. Let me just put that down. Hold it steady. Good, excellent. So that's going to soften the blow of the acidity of the tomatoes instantly. I don't tend to do too many ingredients other than I need to. I tend to also stick to as natural ingredients as possible. That goes in the bin. Let's mix that up. Tasting spoon again. As I said, don't be afraid of tasting as you go along. That's good, but it needs a little bit more of a kick. So, guys, add to it. Feel free to add to it as you go along. Lemon juice. Try that again. It's got a good flavour, but it's lacking something. I know what it's lacking. What's the sauce? Give it a bit of a punch. You see, I know the flavour that I'm after, so I'm actually mixing the ingredients. The good thing about what I do is I know what ingredients taste like, and it's important to know what ingredients taste like, to know what you're putting in as you go along. Obviously make it to the way that you want to. That's perfect. I don't need to do anything more with that. Take that off heat. Right, we're going to now mix in the ingredients together. So let's move that down so you can see what I'm doing, if I can. Gosh, new devices, new technology, yeah. Oh, I see, it turns that way, does it? Okay, right, good. You see, I've got two hands free now. I'm happy. Right. Let's put the meatballs in first. There we go. The meatballs are going in. Feel free to add the oil with it as you go along. Just add the oil to that because I want it to have a nice meaty flavour. There we go. Right, that's that bit done. Now we're going to add the sauce to it as well. We're going to cover it in sauce. Yeah. Perfect sized dish as well. I'm learning as I'm going along. This is brilliant. I actually know what I'm doing. Right, 5 meatballs. Enough for an initial dish plus leftovers. Perfect, let's leave that aside. Now we're going to put the grated cheese on top. I'll start the oven on. Should have done that before, to be honest. I always forget one thing. Always forget one thing. Anyway. Right, with this, I want this coarsely grated. I don't want it as finely grated as I did yesterday. Guys, let me show you. Even though this is my favourite tool to use, I got this in Robert Dyer's. It cuts, it grates cheese very, very finely. For this, I want it to be a little bit more coarser, so I'm using a standard grater with this setting. Okay, so here we go. Let's just pour it all over. Now, I'm going to double pour it. I'm going to make sure it goes all over. I should have prepared this earlier on, to be honest, but I was too busy preparing the other ingredients. Let's just keep grating, keep grating, keep grating, keep grating. You can spread it afterwards, it's not a problem. Let's start spreading it now. Good. A bit more. I think double the amount, to be honest. That's the thing about grating cheese. You don't know how much to grate, and then you end up with loads. But the good thing is you can use it for sandwiches. You can use it for anything. You know, it's like you could even use it as a top-up for a meal that you've actually had. Right, good. I think that's about enough because it's looking top-heavy now. So let's put that away for a second. I might need that, depending upon how much cheese. Spread the cheese about, guys, and that's ready to go in the oven. Now, what I also like to do is I like to put some herbs on top of that, and the herb I've chosen is basil, but a combination as well. So I tend to change as I go along, depending upon what my feeling is. Just washing my hands for the moment. Good. Right. We are going to put on top garlic pepper. Love garlic pepper. Garlic and cheese goes very, very well. And parsley. Bit of parsley there. It's good. What else should we have? basil I said, didn't I? So it complements the tomato sauce. That's it. That's all it needs. Okay, so this is ready to go in the oven. Guys, leave it in the oven for about 20 minutes, yeah? Or at least until it's brown at top, yeah? We want to make it crispy, and then we'll see what the dish looks like when it comes out. That's it, guys. This is it, done. My gosh, another 25 minutes. I should have a half an hour show to myself. This is ridiculous. Anyway, guys. Hi guys, right, okay, so the meatballs have just come out, and this is what they look like. Let's focus, there you go. The cheese is nicely brown, which will complement the red sauce, the tomato sauce, very well indeed. I'm just going to pour myself a slice. I always do this, like just, okay, gotta give it a go, huh? Right. Oh, that looks succulent, look at that. And the meatball has held its shape. Let's just pour that. You see it's going in the plate. The meatball is just there intact. I'm just going to grab another piece for myself. There we go. Let's just try it. I should have moved the plate closer. My God, I don't know. I'm not that hungry, but I do want to try it out whilst it's fresh anyway. So let's give it a go. You can see the herbs in there. Oh my gosh, that's a reminder of a good dish. It's actually a reminder of a really good dish. So let's give it a go. Fork. Dig in, shall we? Let's try. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try the sauce first. Just look. I know the meatballs are good. Oh yes, that's incredible. That is exactly what I was aiming for. It's like it's a halfway house between the Italian Sicilian dish that the ragu sauce is made from, and also the tomato sauce typically in pastas, as well as the French style gratin, which is a fine, I mean, like, French cooking is very, very fine cooking. And you know what, when you get the flavours fused like that, oh my gosh, it does so many things to your tongue. That is, I'm enjoying it. This is wonderful. So guys, thank you very much indeed. That's how you make a perfect gratin meatball.